Hi guys, it's Matthew from Astrological Observation, just calling in with a full moon report for the full moon lunar eclipse that we have on the 16th of May. Before I go into this eclipse, just wanted to remind people that I do have a YouTube channel. These videos are going up on the Facebook page Astrological Observation, but also on the YouTube channel, which is just newly opened, called MC-Astro. So if you want to go over to YouTube, if anything happens with Facebook, I don't know, you can hit the notification bell, give me a like, give me a comment, give me some support over on YouTube as well. That would be much appreciated. And I am available for natal chart readings, transits, synastry. If you're interested in getting a report, write to me. We can discuss details that way. So anyway, that out the way, let's talk about the placements. What do we have? We have the moon at 25 degrees of Scorpio opposed, the sun at 25 degrees of Taurus. Then we have Pluto at 28 degrees of Capricorn, Saturn at 24 degrees of Aquarius, then Mars conjunct Neptune in Pisces. We have Jupiter in Aries, just moved into Aries, and Chiron conjunct Venus, also in Aries. Now moving along, we've got these Taurus planets. We've got Uranus there at 25 degrees, the North Node, which is important in an eclipse, 22 degrees, the Sun at 25 degrees, and then we've got Mercury now retrograding in Gemini, early degrees of Gemini, going backwards. So they're the main placements. What are the aspects? Well, the aspect that we always have at a full moon is the Sun opposed the Moon, Scorpio to Taurus, which is the same axis that we were talking about last time. Now, both the Sun and the Moon are square Saturn in this chart, which is interesting. The Moon is trine Mars, which is conjunct Neptune. It is important. The Mars is important in the chart because the Mars is the traditional ruler of Scorpio. So, interesting that Mars is having a nice trine with the Moon. Then Mars conjunct Neptune is sextile the Sun. So this is often called the point of Thales, almost like a release valve, Mars conjunct Neptune for this tense opposition and the squares. Then we've got, we've still got Uranus in the picture. It's a wide conjunction, but it's still there in the process. We've got Uranus conjunct the Sun, and those are pretty much the aspects I want to talk about. First of all, we talk about the difficult aspects with Saturn and what that means. Well, what does Saturn mean? Saturn is the limit. Saturn is the break. Saturn's the status quo. Saturn's the planet that says no. It says the planet that says stop. The planet that keeps things in check, but also the Lord of Karma, rewarding hard work. So at this full moon, we are looking to release something. Full moon is kind of a release. The light comes on so we can see. But remember, we're in an eclipse. So as I said last time, the eclipse is as though the lights are being switched on and off. There is this unpredictability about everything I'm saying, which is difficult maybe to comprehend, but we have to think, this chart, what does it show, and how could things go off in weird directions? When I say weird directions, I've been thinking about the eclipses and how to explain eclipses. An eclipse is almost like the game of snakes and ladders. New beginnings, new endings. It's almost like you're going along, you hit a snake, you go down. You're going along, you hit a ladder, you go up. And you're not quite sure whether this is going to happen. It almost has a sense of chance. Another analogy that I was thinking of is a multivalent roller coaster. When you're on a roller coaster, you watch the tracks, so you see where the track's going. A multivalent roller coaster might have different tracks that just appear out of nowhere, a bit like our snakes and ladders analogy. So this is the problem with making, predictions or saying anything concrete about an eclipse, because expect the unexpected. And in fact, that brings me to the title of this report, what I was playing with, the idea. There's a quote from Joseph Campbell that I was shown the other day. All fixed ideas must go to advance. So remember, Taurus, Scorpio, where the moon is full this time, fixed signs, fixed water, fixed earth in opposition. So for us to advance, all fixed ideas must go. Maybe all fixed ideas will go at this eclipse. this all depends on where your placements are in your chart. So if you have planets in the fixed signs, about 22 degrees to 25 degrees of any of the fixed signs, and maybe even a little bit of a wider orb, if there's some personal planets there, the chances are something unexpected could happen in the area of life that your placements are found. So keep an eye on your chart, keep an eye on the unexpected, watch for the unexpected. I mean, last eclipse, nothing majorly surprising happened to me, although I go climbing and I did fall off the wall and hurt my neck, landed on my neck, and afterwards I was aching. And I mean, remember that Taurus, where the eclipse took place, rules the neck. So it was just kind of a very like literal kind of like surprise, falling off the wall, hitting the mat. This is the mat, not like concrete, so I was fine. But just watching to see in the collective where the surprises are coming out, where the ideas are coming out that, you know, like take us by surprise. But we look back at the chart, what's interesting is our point of Thales with the moon trine Mars conjunct Neptune. The point of Thales, as I said before, and when you think about Mars conjunct Neptune, you can think about this as the shape-shifting aspect. Mars wants to go, Neptune can disappear into a puff of vapor. So shape-shifting. Another way of thinking about this shape-shifting spiritual warrior with Mars in Pisces. So the spiritual warrior is supporting this full moon really, really well. But then we have that opposition. But what's interesting is Mars is trining the sun. And then Pluto is involved here as well. Pluto is sextiling the moon. And what's interesting about Pluto is the modern ruler of Scorpio. I don't use the modern rulerships, but I thought it was interesting to see the moon being supported by both the modern and the traditional ruler. I do traditional astrology, I use the traditional rulerships, but still interesting to see this support at this time for this moon. And the moon casting the light on the situation, on the show that we've got, on all the planets we've got from the Scorpio to the Taurus axis. To start off with, Taurus is I own, I enjoy, I eat, I have money, whereas Scorpio could be said we own, we enjoy, we eat, we have money. So the I versus the we, and Scorpio Taurus is the Buddha moon, and this is maybe the conclusion that I'd like to come to. I mean, all fixed ideas must go. Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, his birthday celebrated at this full moon. This axis, I think, symbolizes something about desire, symbolizes something about pleasure. Taurus is, I have pleasure, it's here, it's my pleasure. I like to eat, I like the senses, I like to enjoy myself. Scorpio, on the other hand, is I like to enjoy where my life comes to death, or like at a limit point. So these two very desire-focused signs in polarity. And what we have with the Buddha, one of the Buddha's main teaching is you have to relinquish desire. All fixed ideas must go. The middle way. Get rid of desire. Neither want too much, neither want too little, but find the middle way, the middle path. So at this lunar eclipse, my advice is to use Saturn, even though these are difficult aspects of Saturn. Tense aspects can still be used, they can still be held. So use Saturn to remind you of the things that you've worked for, remind you of the things that are important, and be careful of our multivalent roller coaster coming on and taking off in like strange directions. But be aware that that could happen. I mean, once again, depending on your chart. If you have planets within 25 degrees fixed signs, they're going to be hit by this lunar eclipse. So to finish up, I mean, all fixed ideas must go in order to advance. We need to remember this. To advance, we've got to be careful with our fixed ideas. These fixed ideas, they need to be changing, they need to be shifting. We need to find the middle way if we want to survive this eclipse season. I'm sure we're going to survive the eclipse season really, really, really. And hopefully this video is helpful. If this video is helpful, please give me a like, give me a comment. Tell me how the last eclipse went. Tell me if you agree with me. Tell me if I've missed something. Always happy to hear from people. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks for our next lunation. Take care. Bye bye.